So when was the last time you LOL'd?
Like 2 seconds
Like
ago.
LOL, I mean, not in text messages, but LOL,
Right.
like Christopher Titus could make you laugh out loud for real.
That's right. He wants each comedy show to be cohesive and complete. He's known for taking the crowd on a ride.
Christopher is currently touring his new show, Angry Pursuit of Happiness.
Nice
Here
to
he
see
is.
Yeah, when you say taking for a ride, not like a mob thing. We're
No,
going for
no,
a ride.
no. Right.
It's like, comedy, I saw years ago, I saw Lily Tomlin do Signs of Intelligent Life. And I remember watching beginning, middle, and end. It was all these characters and it meant something. And I thought, comedy, you got to be funny first. But then you want it to have a whole show. And I don't talk about sex. There's so many guys that have beaten that to death. I always try to tell, this new show's called Angry Pursuit of Happiness. And it's basically about how, because it says in the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
It doesn't say be happy. It just says pursue it. Find out what happiness is. You track that happiness, then you take that happiness. It's really aggressive.
Right.
And I started to talk about it, thinking, so what does that mean? And I did this new bit in the show. It's about a 9-minute bit called "Here's How Life Goes from Birth to Death," which is one of the. It's very funny, but it's one of the darkest things about, and how we are always putting something off. One day I'll be happy. One day I'll have this.
Yeah.
One day I'll get there.
Yeah.
And you got to live like I have 2 little Yorkies, and they don't have a future. Their life is right here. You put a piece of chicken in front of them, chicken! It's their entire life.
That's it.
Put a piece of chicken in front of us, chicken. Hope they cooked that long enough. There's no salmonella on that chicken.
Right.
We're always thinking of some
And the
nightmare.
dogs are so happy.
Yeah,
you know?
Take the chicken away, put a ball.
Right, right. Nothing's off limits. I mean, even yourself, right?
Right.
You'll take a shot at anything. Is there? But
The
is
last
there
special,
something?
the last special was all about every screw up I'd ever made in my life.
Right.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Was that part of the therapy for yourself? I mean, because you talk about that your show is kind of part confession, part therapy, part rant.
I'll tell you what, it didn't have much. I was a really bad comedian for like 12 years. Not bad, but I was just average. I would just talk about, you ever go to the store and you buy stuff? I was that guy. And then I started to grow what I call a tumor on my soul. I started to really hate. Like, I'd be on stage and I'd see the bit coming towards my head. And I could hear I was going to say it next. And I'd go, oh, I hate these jokes. And so I threw it all away and started writing material, different material. And so, and the first bit I did that was like therapy was I wrote a bit about my mom in the mental hospital. The first joke was, my mom's crazy. I don't mean my mom's crazy. I mean, we, the jury, find the defendant.
Right.
And I wrote this whole bit about going to visit her when I was a kid in a mental hospital. When I was in kindergarten gluing macaroni to paper plates, my mom was in therapy gluing macaroni to paper plates. I used to put her projects on the refrigerator. And it's such
I feel bad laughing.
and it's
about
such a dark subject.
Right,
Like it's like, oh
yes.
my God, that's horrible.
Right.
And I found the first time I did it, I choked up on stage because I didn't realize how much I drug of my life, how much it meant to me. And about the 10th time in, it just became jokes, and I realized how absurd it was. So I started writing all this. So from now on, when something horrible happens in my life, I always go at the absurd way. Like even when my divorce happened, as upset I was like, well, this will be a good show. This is going to be a real funny 90 minutes.
But then that's how your comedy, I mean, it kind of evolved because when you had your TV show, Titus, back
Yeah.
was it early 2000s?
Yeah.
It was based off of real life events.
you.
right?
Yeah,
And-
my dad and everybody. Oh yeah, really. To the point where I would show up to family reunions and no one would talk to me.
Right.
Yeah, when the show was on there, they're like, how you doing? Good to see you.
Right.
My dad hated the show. My dad used to say, I never raise those kids the way he says. And then we did an interview with Extra when the show was on the air. My father at one point looks right in the camera and goes, I never abused those kids, and if I did, they deserved it. He's dead serious. He's not even joking.
How come you didn't continue with the show? What happened with the show?
I smarted off to the network president, and it turns out if you tell your boss they're stupid long enough, they will fire you. Write that down.
Right, words to live by.
Because the show was going great.
Yeah, it was
we were
great.
killing it in the ratings. We had 4 network presidents in 3 years, and everybody would come in, and network presidents want to pee on it. They want to put their scent on it. And the guy Doug Herzog, who runs Comedy Central now, he was the first guy. He was great, and he was a guy didn't get involved in decisions. But then we had the third one came in. And Dharma and Greg had done something. They had split the Dharma and Greg up. And just to point out, I'm a writer, so I knew that if you split Dharma and Greg up, the show's not going to last much longer. She came in, but the ratings had gone up when they did it. So we had a meeting with the network president, and my big mistake was don't bring the comedian to the meeting. That's it. Just let I was executive producer too, but let the other guys go. And the president said, I want you to split the characters up and have them cheat on each other. And I said to the president, do you even watch the show? Because let me explain to you how it works. And I explained the show to the network president like she was a 3-year-old. And that was a mistake. It was a mistake. You know, because when I finished, I thought it was going to be like at the end of Braveheart. I thought it was going to be like, are you not? I thought it was going to be like they were going to rise up and go, yeah, good job, Titus. Instead, it got really quiet. Right. And the room got cold. In fact, I heard the thermostat lowering itself. And then a tumbleweed blew across the table. And for some reason, I heard Clint Eastwood's voice. Wow, that was stupid. And then literally the next week, they stopped all promo of the show. And the next week they stopped all promo. And the show held its ratings. So what they did was then they moved this next to West Wing. This is right after 9/11. So the ratings went down, and then they came up again. And then they moved us again. It was like Saturday morning at 3 a.m. It was horrible. Right. Yeah. But you know what? I learned a $30 million lesson. Yeah. And that's why I'm doing the morning show here in Omaha. Good morning, Omaha.
So we're glad they canceled for our sake.
Yeah, for you guys. Sure.
Quick word about Stephen Colbert, David Letterman. People talking
Great
about
idea.
that.
I don't know if Stephen Colbert, you know, he plays a character on that show.
Who is he in real life? I
right.
don't know.
So we have to see the real Stephen Colbert. I hope he's fun. But he plays literally a right-wing making fun of it, and so it's weird. It's weird. So
right.
If you can,
with the real
but I
Shady
think he's one. I think him and Jon Stewart are American heroes, and what they do. Like I watch the news, and then I go watch the news, watch them, and to make fun of the news because it's.
You're in Omaha tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. There's the shows. Call the Bone Phone 493-8036. I know all you comedians.
It sounds better when I say it. The Bone Phone.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get to another subject here. John Panette passed away. I know comedians.
Very great comic.
Great comic. So good.
John Panette was so funny. He was the kind of, I've seen John Panette get audiences laughing so hard they asked him to stop. Or they're just like, stop.
He was,
you go now. And we've lost a lot of them. Mitch Hedberg, we lost John Panette, Robert Schimmel. Yeah. It's weird when someone funny dies. It's really, it's weird. So it's sad when anybody, but when someone funny dies, it's like, oh, that's a little bit of light is extinguished now, you know?
Right.
We'll leave it there. Please see this guy at the Funny Bone this weekend. You saw the showtimes there. Really nice to have you here.
Thank you. And it's an all new show from, if you saw my special in September, it's an all new show. All new 90 minutes.
Thank you very much.
They're yelling at us in our ear.